What's up, everybody? And welcome Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
Hey, I'm his wife, Deirdra. How y'all doing?
And we something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
What's up?
You.
Thank y'all for joining.
I got time tonight.
What you got time, nigga?
Whatever it is that you trying.
Hey, y'all.
What's up, everybody? So, we got guests on the show today, as y'all can probably already see.
Because she's rude.
Y'all don't know how to act.
They are regulars, but...
Well, they haven't been on in a long time.
They haven't been on a long time.
It's been a while.
You know, they've been busy doing their thing and going to school, being doctors and all kind of stuff, and teaching everybody kids across the world, and you know, all these things. But King Trav and Britt the Beautiful on the show, the Perrys, y'all. Welcome to Perrys. What's up, y'all?
Back to Moments with the Mobleys. Welcome.
We got to get y'all back doing.
You're welcome once. You're welcome twice. You're welcome 3 times in the name of Jesus Christ. Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings.
She got wine.
Did she have wine?
I don't.
I told y'all I do not.
I told no wine after the show, not during the show.
That she can have a glass, and I don't know.
Let me tell you something.
I think it might be something different. I tried to check it.
Disclaimer: I'm a part of this family by marriage. That's it.
You love us.
That's not.
That's that berry stuff Travis made the other day.
No, that's not.
That is not. And
That's
Travis
not.
did not
Travis didn't make that. Bridget made that.
Your underdog.
Right, that part. Right. So that's really like just proving Travis's point.
Yeah.
This is actually some new drink that I tried when I grabbed our salads.
Okay.
And so. There's no alcohol in it. I'm just on a natural high.
Hi, girl, yes.
Yeah, like for real.
Yeah.
Like life is good.
Life is great.
You know, health is a little, tricky because y'all know I'm premenopausal. However, life is good. I'm alive. I'm on this side of the dirt.
It's 2 of them on the show tonight, y'all. It's the mama and the daughter.
I'm
The mama and the daughter. So this.
She's trying to hold off on it.
I am very just.
Yeah.
However, the Perrys have been busy. They've been working, y'all. And so they have a lot going on, a lot of accomplishments that have happened within the past couple months. Although y'all haven't seen them in a while, they have been working.
They've been working.
And so we're extremely proud of them. We wanted to bring them on to the show because
that I had another baby.
Something lies you tell.
Now it was just mom. Now it's you too.
Right.
But we do want to congratulate them.
But in essence, that's what it was.
Well,
not a physical baby.
Yes, look, I'm sorry. I just
not a physical baby. Huh?
No physical baby.
Right. No, it wasn't a physical baby.
You ain't gonna say nothing to them. They breaking some kind of wall.
No more physical baby. No more physical.
But it wasn't a physical baby.
Yes,
but they've birthed out, some great things, and so we're excited about it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Perrys.
Thank you.
Do y'all want to say it, or y'all want us to say what y'all been doing? Okay, we'll say it.
Go ahead.
So
tell them. Tell the good people.
So you're looking at 2 tremendously gifted and talented and educated, melanated people.
Come on, mama.
One who happens to be my daughter who came out of my womb. She was in there with her twin. 2 of them at one time. And so I'm going to stop playing, y'all. I'm excited. No. Normally, I'm tired. Can you agree with that? Normally, when it's time to record, I'm tired from a day's work.
She be on her phone.
But at the end of the day, and at the beginning of the next, we are so proud of these 2 because they graduate with their masters. They did it together. And so y'all know we love marriages. We love husbands and wives succeeding, excelling, like vibing and growing and winning together. And so that's literally what they have been doing. They've been working hard, not answering phone calls sometimes. But of course, we understood because they were doing homework. And they have 2 sons, right? 2 sons as well. But this Saturday, they will be celebrating that both of them are officially receiving their masters. Brittany will have her master's in...
I will have my master's in the arts of teaching.
And then Travis will have his master's in
Special education.
Oh, bless it. Lord, Bandebe, Boko. And so they will both be mastered, my Lord. And on top of that, while they were doing, submit. Oh, excuse me. Did you hit that?
I did not, Mom. I did not do it. I said I was, but I wasn't
Right,
displaying.
right. Because it looked like
It was a joke.
you leaned your arm over, but
She
it's
tapped it
okay.
a little bit.
It's okay.
It was a joke.
But while they were in their studies and writing papers and still trying to work full-time jobs and raise a family and cultivate a marriage. Well, not trying, but while they were in the midst of doing it, they were also writing a whole doggone book. And so they have really lit our fire because we've been talking about writing ours before they started talking about theirs. And guess what? The plug is here in live and living color. It has been manifested.
We about to talk about this.
And so what's the name of it, baby?
It's Finding the Plug.
Show the front
Finding
again.
purpose, love, understanding, and guidance in your marriage. Now, I got several reasons why I'm proud of this book and proud of what they did.
Because that picture is fine.
Yeah, they some motless.
They motless.
They some motless. But I got several reasons why I'm proud of this book because, for one thing, it took courage to write a book about a marriage that most people in our society don't think you capable of writing a book until you done did 75 years and then you ain't really got nothing to say. But that's not the case. So what's great about it is y'all was bold enough, y'all was had enough courage to write it. And as I said before, I do not think this is going to be the last one.
Right.
Not on this.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I think it's great. I've read it. I actually wasn't supposed to read it again today, but I wound up reading the whole thing again today, pulling some questions and stuff. But it's a real easy read. It's packed with information, and it comes from a perspective of millennials. So it's literally a journey of their life from their perspective on how they deal with being married, working full-time jobs, being a mom and a daddy, still trying to be fine husband and fine daughter, so it's a whole wife and it's a whole lot of stuff going on.
And dealing with other people's kids at school,
dealing with other people's
teachers,
doing all the extracurricular stuff and then staying up trying to write papers.
Because they each have 4 jobs.
It's a lot.
A piece.
So they some straight hustlers. So I'm gonna get right on into it. They a little nervous because they don't know the questions,
y'all, that we gonna ask them. But one thing I want to say, not only did they take this perspective, their position on marriage and what they feel helps it work and helps it turn, if you will. They gave you examples by using biblical reference and about what God says about marriage and how to apply that to your life. And not that they couldn't, but when I was reading it, and I have a confession, because Brittany just gave me my copy, but Johnnie was able to read the draft. I'm only halfway through. However, I enjoyed reading. That was some whole shade. Did you feel that shade right there?
Mom, really?
But I read it long. I read enough of it to see that I'm just proud of the fact that y'all just didn't put in there just what y'all thought, but what the Lord says that marriage is. You know what I'm saying? And how to reference that, because in that, with a lot of millennials who will read this book, who are married, who aspire to be married, who probably maybe have been even married before and may go into another marriage, you all pulled, because sometimes, especially Brittany, I be, calling her heathen. But however, I'm excited. I'm for real. Like, I'm excited about the fact that y'all are young.
My mother's daughter.
You are. However, y'all thought enough of, y'all are ground. You can tell that that's the root of what's in you all. That's your foundation. And so y'all included that in the book to say, this is not just our perspective. but this is what God says about it. And this is what we follow. And no, we don't know it all, but we use it to cultivate our marriage, to grow it, to stick together when we ain't liking each other so much. But that's what we pull on. And so I think I saw some of the things that I gave you. And so I'll just take my cut of the book. We'll talk about it later. So go ahead, baby. I'm going to let you start with questions.
Lord Jesus.
You know I got to throw some shade in there somewhere.
It's all right.
I know.
So my first question is, Travis, I know you was an author before this book. So you've written children's books. I am, what's the second one?
Imagine That.
So
For president coming soon. Go ahead.
So you've already written books. So this is different though. This was being transparent. This was writing about your relationship. This was a self-help book. So not only did you have to talk about you as a husband, and some of the stuff you do, your responsibilities, you also had to talk about some of the stuff that you missed and didn't get right all the time, and how y'all didn't talk and how y'all handle that. So it was a lot of different stuff in there. Yeah. So, and this gonna be the same question for you. So tell me, how was it switching from that children's books to this? Cause that's a totally different hat there.
Well, that's a good question. But honestly, I think it was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Because you know what? The children's books, it's like I see something and it's like, oh, I can turn that into a children's book. But you still gotta make up stuff. With this, nothing was made up, so it kind of just flowed. So it was a lot easier, easier transition than I thought it would have been.
Cool. Yeah. Brittany, same question. You're an author now.
Yeah, that's different for me. I'm used to being, right-hand man.
Helpmate.
He does the books and I do the curriculum. I'm behind the scenes. I do the research or whatever the case may be. So it was a little different for me. I think in the process of actually writing it, it wasn't so much different because, like you said, it was more so of I guess like a therapeutic type of thing. Something that we didn't have to make up. This is the basis that we base our relationship on, and, talk about experiences that we've overcome as well as gone through together and how we kind of got through it. It was easy. That part was easy. I think it didn't really even hit me that I was an author until after the fact. It's like, wait, whoa. Oh, like the hard covers there. And even reading it, 2 and 3 times, or when we were just writing it or editing, or he may have written one part and I'm like, hey, well, let's talk about that because, so and so and so. That was just, we're talking. We were just something that we were doing together because that's how we work when we're working together. But it wasn't until after the fact that I was like a little taken aback, like, oh, I guess I am an author. Like, I guess I am an author too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask the second question and I'll let you talk a little bit.
Okay. Talk, honey.
So the plug, that's a very unique title. Explain where that came from.
Well, like you said, the plug is a popular word, especially with millennials.
Yeah, because I never heard it till y'all told me. I was like, the plug, what that?
Right. So I came up with it, but we came up with it because I feel like nowadays everybody was looking for a plug. Whether it be plug on shoes, a hotel room, purses, food stamps, whatever.
Right.
Everybody looking for a plug on something. So I thought that would be a good title, and then I'm like, let's give everybody the plug on marriage. And then we came up with the acronym: Purpose, Love, Understanding, and Guidance. Yeah, and we ran with it.
And then even with that, I'm just such a teacher's teacher. I was like, but babe, even you think about it. Think about an electrical socket, a plug.
Yeah, I was
in an electrical socket, and when you plug something in order for it to work, the wires must be connected behind the scenes. Different circuits have to be connected, or you're going to plug it in and nothing's going to happen.
No power.
Right. And so giving people those connecting points behind the scenes to kind of help them and empower their relationship and or marriage, I feel like the plug, that's what the plug does. It connects. It gives you the tools that you need to help maybe connect some of those plugs or circuits or those wires that were disconnected behind the actual circuit. So I was telling him, even thinking of, I'm such a teacher, thinking like that, that's kind of how I thought of it as well. It gives people it helps them connect those wires behind or, the difficult situations, or even give them some insight of how they can make sure that that's when they plug that cord in, that the socket actually works. So
yeah, first thing that I thought was the plug, which means you buy the book and it sheds light on your relationship. It gives you information. You can see better.
I'm my daddy.
It's a little commercial.
I'm my daddy.
I'm so sick of you.
Go ahead. You got the next question, or you want me to go?
And well, while they plug in for all things Mobleys, go to www.momentswiththemobleys.com. It'll give you all the latest information on things that we're doing, how to listen to our podcast, the Night one on Patreon platform as well. Hey, patrons. All things Mobleys, momentswiththemobleys.com. Thanks so much.
Yep. Y'all get the next commercial.
Now back to the scene. Go ahead, y'all.
You got the next one, or you want me to go?
Okay, so listen. Okay. So this one is I'd say I read what you all thought this was, and that was a part that I did finish reading. What is love? Define love. What it means to you and what it is to you, huh?
From y'all.
From each one of you. Right, yeah, when you think when someone says the word love, as it relates to your marriage, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
You want me to jump in first?
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I know I got mine.
Go ahead.
Friendship to me. When I hear love and when I think about our love, friendship is what I think about, because I think without having that friendship, without having that foundation, everything would just be a lot difficult. Because again, I think the friendship tie into the communication and everything like that. So
how you interact, and that's so funny you said friendship, because I automatically think of our connection when I think of love, our support, our just that foundation of what we base our relationship on. It's like, I got your back, you got me. And I think of team when I think of our love. It's not a selfish thing. It's very selfless, and it's kind of like you a part of my team. We have that friendship so much that I always want to see us win. And so when I think of love, I think of just doing whatever it takes to just really just be a team, like that support that we have for each other in any and all things that we do, that just genuine friendship that we have of just that unfiltered, he can say things to me, I can say things to him, and it's not I'm not guarded. I don't have to be. It's a safe place for us. So when I think of our love, I think of, like he said, friendship, but I think of support. I think of just so many. I just think of the word team. I feel like that encompasses it all. We work together to accomplish things, but we also support each other. And while interacting with each other, it's like, I don't have to, he is not offensive, I'm not defensive, we just in it together.
Because that's what I was going to ask. Have y'all gotten to the point in y'all marriage where it is, Travis might say something not intentionally wanting to hurt your feelings, or you might say something to him, of course, unintentionally, wanting to hurt each other, but maybe he's having a bad day and it came out wrong. Or maybe you're having overwhelmed with what your day has been, and you might say something out of the box. But have you all gotten to that point to where okay, first and foremost, let me take a minute to hear what he said or hear what she said, because I know she wasn't saying that to stab me, or he wasn't saying that to choke me. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all gotten to the point where y'all know, as me and Johnny say it, where you can take the meat out of it and spit the bones out,
Mm-hmm.
and still, be extend grace, because he may have had a rough day. You know what I'm saying? Or she may have had, again, an overwhelming day. So have y'all gotten to that point to where, you ain't walking around the house mad at each other for days at a time until you don't even remember why you're mad at each other?
It's funny that you say that. You want to speak on that first? Because we actually had a conversation about that a couple weeks ago. And I said to him, I feel like our marriage and our relationship as far as communication and everything got better when I realized that we were a part of the same team.
Yeah.
I said, regardless of what it is that we're trying to accomplish, our goal is to win. And in order to do that, we do it together. And so I said, once I realized that, or I don't know, once it hit me, I think I had an epiphany one day, maybe.
You came to yourself.
Yeah. Once I realized that I don't have to have a defense up. If he's a part of my team, he's never coming at me to be offensive. He's not coming at me to be malicious or to be spiteful or anything of that sort, because our ultimate goal is to win. So why would he sabotage me or, in words, in actions?
Yeah.
Because he would just be sabotaging himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so when
good.
I thought it...
Get an offering on that.
When I thought of it like that, that's when I realized that, he not coming at you like that, so you don't have to take it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I realized that, I feel like when he speaks, I listen to understand, not to respond. I want to hear what he's saying.
It's our seeds.
You want my cash app?
No, I'm just saying, I want to.
I'm just playing. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to hear what he's saying and understand him. And so sometimes he may have had a rough day and he like, because that don't make no sense. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, babe, well, I'm going to go ahead.
What?
Since you trying to tussle, I'm not trying to tussle, babe.
Right.
So,
they be wanting to tussle all the time.
Like, once I realized that, we in it together, I was told him even to the point of, if he put the clothes in the washing machine, if I walk by and I see they're done, I'm going to put them in the dryer. Because the ultimate goal is to get the clothes the laundry done.
Solution minded.
Yeah,
if he washes the dishes or if I cook, I may just look at him like, hey, I'm not washing these dishes tonight. So he'll either, he'd be like, babe, don't wash them. I got it or whatever. But it's a team effort. Mm-hmm. And I told him I feel like once we realize that, it's like,
well,
like, you my mom.
Why we in here tussling?
Baby, let's win together. Like, you feel some type of way, or if you upset about something, and our thing is, by all means, speak on it. One thing that he challenged me to do is, and I used to do it a whole bunch, was take his body language. You looked at me to the right when you said that, and now I'm mad. You said that, but you said it. You said no, nothing was wrong, but you looked over. Now I think something wrong. Now I'm mad, and then 2 hours later he fine, and now I'm mad still because I thought something was wrong because something that he looked away. It's like, no, he challenged me. If it's something wrong, I'll say it. So he communicates, and so it's just like now. I feel like ever since I've come to the terms that we a team, we don't. Let's chew the meat, spit the bones out, because we got to wake up in the morning and tomorrow is, is another day, and we still got stuff that we got to accomplish, and we got goals we want to reach. And how are we going to do that
when we tussling,
when we feuding over what? Just like you said, 3 days later, what was fussing out?
Right.
On Monday.
Right. So is your answer pretty much the same? Because she talked for about 5 minutes, Travis.
That's
it's pretty much the same. Yeah. I mean,
we won.
Like I said, it took us some time to get to that point. Because early on in our marriage, that's how it was.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful for what we are now. Like she said, we're a team.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. See, so this is the thing. Y'all been married 9 years. 8 years. So this is 8 years. And what y'all have reached in y'all marriage as far as cognitive thinking and understanding who y'all are as a married couple, it's people right now that still don't have that. And all it is understanding you're on the same team. And this music, we need to dance this together, because we gonna look crazy trying to do the Charleston. If you over here we got to do it together.
Right.
So I got to lead, babe. But if I don't need to lead, then I need you to lead. So the biggest thing about that is the perspective that y'all have grasped and understand. And the biggest thing y'all had to do was change. You had to change your thinking. That's it. And once you did that,
Literally.
Yeah.
Once you did that, it's like, oh, okay.
All right. So we gonna get into this book. Um, so I'm gonna say this. This is a quote from the book. Marriage exemplifies an aspect of the personhood of God. Now, it's a lot of different things that y'all said in this book that was very powerful. This is in the first chapter, which is the purpose of marriage. So explain that sentence right there. Explain that sentence.
You want to explain it? Because Mom said I talked for 5 minutes the last time. Look.
Marriage exemplifies an aspect of the personhood of God.
When you think about,
You just said
oh,
you
sorry.
want to speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, to me, like you said, it exemplifies. I mean, I think it magnifies the vision God has for us as people, for marriage. It just makes it bigger, shows us the right way to do it, how to do it, how to love each other. And I think one of the biggest things we learn together from that is the true definition of, not well, I don't want to say true definition, but the definition of submission.
Yeah.
I think that was big, and we talked about that a lot in the book. But yeah, I think that statement is just how God would want us to
walk as
yeah
married people on the earth. I think just to add on what Travis was saying, we did talk a lot about submission, but marriage is like Christ, husband and wife is Christ in the church. It exemplifies the way that Christ wants us to express marriage walking on earth. And so I feel like, that phrase just means that as human beings on earth,
It's okay.
on earth, we can exemplify what Christ, says marriage is. And it gives us the groundwork or the foundation of how to walk in
the blueprint
of moving in a marriage. So I think that's more so what that quote exemplifies or per se.
So the purpose of a marriage is what?
I would say the purpose of a marriage is to walk together and show what Christ is supposed to be on earth. The purpose of our marriage is to build an empire, work together to lay a foundation for our family. Our marriage, we want it to grow into what we want it to be. And I think the purpose of marriage is to find a soulmate that you connect with, that you love, and build your empire, build your destiny, create a future together of how you want to walk in life with your partner.
And for me, I would say, and I guess that question you could ask it in different ways. Yeah. You can say, in a marriage, what's the purpose of a husband? What's the purpose of a wife?
Yeah,
well, that was actually in our question. So yeah, go ahead.
So I would say like the purpose. Yeah, the purpose of a husband is kind of like in the Bible. We talked about this in the book, how God trusted Adam with the garden.
Right.
That was something that he wanted Adam to take care of. Make sure everything looked good, keep it safe, whatever. I think my purpose in the marriage as a husband is to do the same thing with my family. The family, I equate that to the garden. God put me.
That was good for me, by the way.
Yeah, God put me in charge of this garden, which is my family, to make sure that they grow, to make sure that I support it, to make sure that everything goes like it's supposed to go in this garden.
Yeah.
As far as a wife in the marriage, the purpose is to not basically be an assistant to me.
Helper.
Be a helper. Not necessarily a doormat, but an assistant. Like she said, that's my right hand man.
Somebody you can work with to build something greater, to make sure, things are taken care of.
Yeah.
Like I think, even in the book perspective, like I said earlier, from your question earlier, transitioning from writing a children's book or writing a children's book to a marriage or a self-help book, I was his helper, and that's what I think a wife is, not saying that I'm the little quiet helper that just,
we know you not you, Pumpkin.
But beside him,
we know you not.
You can still be bold and be submissive and be confident in your womanhood and who you are as a wife and a helper, and still be submissive. So I think that a wife's purpose in a marriage is to continue to help him build what the vision that God has set for him as the head of the household. Now, he, like I said, the vision that God has set for him in the head of the household. Now, if he was running around crazy, it's like, hey, I'm supposed to be a helper, but Lord, let me pray to make sure the Lord leading him. Which I'm so grateful that, I'm like, because it wasn't always this way, but
I mean, that's all us, though.
But,
that's all us.
But I think I'm grateful for how he leads, and so I'm ecstatic to be his helper.
Yeah, and the one thing that I add to that is, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, that that the vision of the man, the vision that God put in the man for you to lead your family, you're supposed to help. But the thing that people don't get is your submission to him and the vision that God put in him automatically open up doors. So what he might have to break down or bust through, you just walk in. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. So when I wrote the book, everything that I went through, when it was time for her to write the book, she just walked on in. Mm-hmm. The platform was already there. So when a husband and a wife, when you talk about submitting to your husband, if you're doing it the right way, and like you said, if the man is following God and his vision is from God and he just out here just doing whatever, then that's how it's designed to do. That's the principle of how it's designed to do. So if you're out there and you're thinking you submitting to your woman and you thinking you submitting to your man and you thinking that you got dreams and I got goals and I got stuff I want to do too. God already know that. But if you help the man birth his vision, I promise you, God will set it up to where all you got to do is walk on in. That's how it works. This ain't nothing I'm making up. This is real stuff. My wife she can tell you. It's real stuff.
Even with the book in itself, Travis has, being a children's book author, I guess this book could be the walk on in, for me, because even before writing the book and dealing with the children's books and the curriculums and things of that sort, Travis does know how to man the whole background, with operating of editing and different things of publishing and different things of that sort. So even just with a book in itself, Daddy, what you were saying about the man knocking down doors or knocking down barriers and just walking in, that's kind of how this book was.
Yeah.
He has experience and he understands. And even with me just supporting him in his vision of writing children's books has allowed the door to open for us to, publish a self-help book, marriage book for millennials and or seasoned couples.
Yeah. So what was funny, what I thought about when Travis said, well, not funny, but was kind of, kind of shed a light on something. You said, Brittany and the boys are your garden that God has assigned to you to care for them, to cover them, protect them and stuff like that or whatever. So did Perry Tree Publishing come out of that? They're your garden? Yeah, they're Perry's trees.
Yes, ma'am. It did.
Oh, I thought I was just pulling.
Perry Tree Publishing.
Right, Perry Tree, that's what I'm saying. So, tree, garden.
I'm not about to say Perry Trees.
No, well, I'm saying like trees in the garden. stuff
So
like that.
so
I got you.
what's Perry Tree?
Yeah, what's Perry? Well, since we're there, tell the good folks what Perry Tree Publishing
This
is.
is your commercial.
Yeah, this is
Go
your
ahead.
commercial.
You better have commercials. Then.
Okay.
See?
So-
I'm submitting to
Right.
my
Yeah, absolutely.
So Perry Tree Publishing is
Uh-huh.
our publishing company, which is our own publishing company. So authors out there who aspire to write books and or who are in the process or who have written books, they could come and we could help them publish all of their work, from editing, formatting, visuals, designs on the book. We talk with them about what they desire and then help them through that process. And Perry Tree Publishing actually was birthed, and that is where the name came from, but it was birthed because of all of the, I would say, obstacles that we faced when Travis first started publishing, first started writing books.
Mhm.
He published his first book, I Am, in 2019, right?
Yep.
And
2019, published it in 2019. It just went through a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff, wasted a lot of money, wasted a lot of time. But throughout that came Perry Tree Publishing.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Learning in the process.
Yeah,
Right.
learning in the process, and I just wanted to be a solution to
Right.
a problem that I went through.
Right, absolutely.
So
That's what we're here to do.
That's why God put you through that stuff.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't get that.
Mhm.
But when
Yeah.
you go through problems, He wants you to be an answer. So
Yeah.
if you went through the problem, that means fix it for
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's
Yeah.
that's what we did. So started my own publishing company, and this Finding the Plug was the first book published under our publishing company. So
Yeah.
Where can we find this at? You wanna?
Perry Tree?
www.perrytreepublishing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. www.perrytreepublishing.com. You can find the plug on that website, as well as book your consultation for your publishing your own book.
Amen.
Come on.
Well, amen. Would you all like to put your other websites?
We got time.
In
We're
there.
gonna do more commercials.
Oh,
in a minute.
okay. Sorry.
You got another question you want to ask, or you want me to keep going?
That was it.
Something wrong with
See,
me.
wives can also be petty wives.
That's fine.
I
I take the meat and spit the
sometimes
bone
Johnny
out.
enjoys my petty. I try to limit it. However, he
But I
enjoys
take the
it.
meat and spit the
And
bone.
spit
out.
the bones out.
Sometimes
Right.
it's a lot more bone than meat, but
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Right.
It's all right. Y'all dieting
Yeah.
anyways. It's fine.
Right. Exactly. So in the third chapter in the book is understanding, which I did get to read that as well. It says understanding each other as married partners is one of the essential elements of intimacy and happiness. And I think y'all kind of touched on this when y'all just said about that. Now y'all have come to, I think we kind of jumped the gun on this question that I gave y'all a little while ago about getting to the point to where, I think I posed the question in a different way, but in essence, the answer is the same. You all have gotten to a point to where there is an understanding of who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, even with that, I had to tell him, we've been together for about 11 years. Just the first couple of years, we just kind of got to know each other.
Mhm.
We were friends and stuff. And even still to this day, we're getting to know each other.
Absolutely.
It's a
And you'll
constant
continue to, yeah.
getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And so I laughed because I said, you wouldn't even believe that at one point in our relationship, I used to be like, your demeanor is so just down to earth, just mellow, just so serious. I said, and I had to actually tell myself, oh, he's just playing. It's like you would say stuff and my feelings would be hurt because, I guess I knew you, but I'm like, that's me.
But then that's kind of surprising to me.
playing.
That's kind of surprising to me that you would so easily be in your feelings like that, because if for people who know you,
Nobody else get her in her feelings.
right.
But that's what's so funny because
at the end of the day, to know who you are, like truly know your character, you ain't one that my feelings gonna be hurt. If anything, I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
You are absolutely right. That is definitely my character.
It is.
But everybody got their kryptonite.
But with
So
him,
Travis is your kryptonite.
Yeah,
and
it's
you get
always
along.
been like that.
I
And,
guess
and,
so.
and it's so funny because even growing up in relationships and stuff like that, Dad will always be so nervous, like, oh Lord, Brittany ain't gonna never have no man. That
Right,
mouth
because
on
she gonna
her.
tell him, I don't need you, Joker. Because my daddy taught me how to change the tire. My daddy taught me how to do this.
My daddy taught me how to drive because he used to drive trucks.
Boom.
Oh, Jesus.
My daddy was a truck driver. I can drive.
I think at one point Johnny had to tell her, Brittany,
You got to hush.
you got to soften up something.
And so
Baby,
that's
you
what it
gotta
was.
hush.
She
Come
was a
on,
little
because
nervous.
Brittany, I'm telling you, Brittany was the son that we never had.
Right. My daddy told me how to cut
like,
the
She
yard.
is.
My
She
daddy
is
told me how
my
to cut the
son.
grass. My daddy told me how to change the oil in my
Yeah.
car. I know how to change my own tire. And it, you know, and so
I know at one point Travis was like, well, go back home to your daddy.
Like,
Like,
what you
right,
need me for this?
Right. Yeah.
but you know, with him, it was so funny because even at the beginning of our relationship, Dad always thought that, like, Lord, Travis probably, you probably, Brittany, do you say that? Do you
I used
say
to
stuff
say-
like
You
that?
was a lot.
I used to
You
say,
know,
You was
you
like-
need to chill. Travis,
just
chill.
a little bit, right?
So you just can't say anything. Just calm down a little bit.
So, but even then, like,
But he got his voice now, though.
But even before, Travis has always had a voice, and it's so funny because people at even, you know, in multiple places, like at work or, and this was before Travis even came to work at the same job that I work at. Or if they would see us, they would say little comments like, yeah, you probably walk all over him. You probably, you know, little stuff like that. And I feel like, and I've always felt like y'all have no clue of who I am with my husband. Like y'all don't even, y'all have no clue. And so I feel like even in the book itself, and I was telling him, I feel like even in the book itself, it just shows him in a different perspective. I feel like it shows how we do operate in our marriage. You know, his dominance. He's quiet, but don't let this quiet fool you. You know, he ain't a quiet to my storm, but I'm the quiet to his storm too. So I'm just trying to say, Daddy, I'm sorry. I feel like in the book, it just does allow, you know, people to see a different side of Travis, of how we operate, you know, how he, you know, men tend to his garden. And it's not always with a perspective of what you see on the outside. Yes, I am very much confident and bold in my walk and my stance as a woman. But, you know, when it comes to my husband, I am very much respectful of his role in our household. And I'm very much respectful of his vision as well as how he leads. And so that's why I don't think people always get to see just looking again, because he is reserved. You know, Travis acts just like his daddy, real chill, you know, but when he speaks and you listen.
But I think that the great thing about it is the fact that y'all can share with other, and especially we go to, you know, younger couples, that this was not done overnight.
No.
You know, we had days when we was like, man, I don't even like you like that. Like, you know, we married, man, I don't even know if I did the right thing. Because those days do come.
Yeah.
But it's because of, like you said, the foundation of that friendship, the foundation of knowing that, like, we for real on the same team. You know, we knew it from the start. But when the trouble time comes, when the, you know, the opposition comes, when life happens, it can sometimes like knock you down, and you be like, man, is this marriage really worth fighting for? And so that's why I tell people, you know, when they'll say, oh, well, y'all made it to 30 years or just whatever. But yeah, that didn't happen overnight. It wasn't that we got married in 1992 and then, 1993, it was 30 years. No, it was 30 years between there. Like, it was hell and it was high water. And all of it brought us to this point that we're at today. All of y'all stuff brought y'all to this point that y'all are at here today. And it only helps y'all to get stronger. You know what I'm saying? So I see we've been, as Johnnie said in the forward in the book, that he and myself have had the opportunity to watch y'all grow, because what's funny is I remember the day, when Brittany was going to get her physical. Y'all weren't married. Brittany was going to get her physical to get ready to go back for her last year of college.
Because his mama said.
And she was like, all right, Mom, I'm going to the doctor. All right, girl, I'll see you in a little bit. I don't even think I was working at that point.
You wasn't. You was at
home. And I was in my bed,
waiting
on you to come back home, because I think we was just going to all kind of chill out or whatever. And it took you forever to get back home. Yeah, and so we've, as a mother with daughters, all of us have had like a very easy easy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about easy to relate to one another. We can come in and talk to one another. Now that y'all are older, well, when y'all was younger, y'all were respectful with it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that y'all are older,
We still respectful.
well, y'all still respectful, but y'all, we have some very
Okay,
different
go ahead,
conversations.
go ahead.
They get it from their mama.
Go ahead,
though,
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
we have different conversations now. However, it was like you walked in and you was like, "Well, Ma," and I was like, "Hey, girl, how'd everything go?" And you was like, "Well, Ma, so I'm finished at the doctor and I'm pregnant." And I was like, "Okay."
No, tell them what you said for real.
Did I ask you if that's all you had to do?
It's called a condom. You ain't got nothing else to do. All right, girl. That's how
I said, "All right, girl." I mean, but as just as strongly as I said that, right at seconds after I said it, I was like, "All right, girl, then well, get ready to take your daddy when he get home."
That's just how she was.
Cause baby,
all right, girl,
I knew.
go ahead, make sure you tell your daddy.
Yeah, make sure you tell your daddy when he get. And I think all of us was just like really, really cautious when Johnny came home because I know my husband, and so I know, especially he's Lord, he's much better now. But at that point, it was like Johnny, everything was structured for him. Everything had to be order for him, and so not that I took that was something bad because I was the exact opposite. But I knew that when he heard this, it was gonna shake him.
It was.
I knew it was gonna shake him. I just knew it. I was at the point where I was like, "Okay, well, girl, you in college. Ain't like you a 10th grader
like
come home
take
telling me
care
you
of
pregnant.
yourself,
Right?
you
working. You got a car.
I think at the time we were engaged.
Right, y'all were
Y'all were
engaged.
engaged.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, okay, well, it just happened before they got married. That's why I was like, okay, girl, well, just take your daddy when he get home. And so Johnny literally came home. I think all of us was nervous. Brittany, you looked more at ease when you told me from when you told him.
Well, because it's dad.
I know.
Like,
and so
his
I think not that it didn't matter what I thought.
Well, I was say,
but it really, really mattered.
You always took the stance of, y'all are my daughters. I'm gonna pray for y'all. I've taught y'all all that I can teach y'all. We've raised y'all the very best way. Because at the time, we all in college, or about to be in college.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of was like you all grown. You take care of yourself. You live by yourself. You got your own, I'm going to pray for y'all. And I'm going to let the Lord carry y'all.
Y'all belong to the Lord.
Y'all, my daddy on the
I
other
was
hand.
over here. Okay.
No, their daddy was like,
Brittany's
y'all
in
belong
college
to
now,
me.
And then when she
Everything-
graduated college,
Right.
she get engaged.
Right.
Right on point. Check.
Right.
And then she go
That's
get married.
exactly what it was.
And then they go have kids.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
About 3 more with that.
No, for real. Like, that's what it was.
Go ahead and, y'all messed
And
my
so
whole
I just knew that
blueprint
everything
up, boy.
that he took everything personal. Everything.
Right.
Everything
You
was.
my child. What you
I
mean?
know that, but it was like it's like even now.
It was like he said
you take
it,
everything very personal, especially back then. It was kind of like
He processed
You
it
process
more. He
it
processes
of-
it differently now. It
Yeah.
doesn't take him as long to process it.
and
Back then, I knew
everything
it
is
would.
not. It's not a. It wasn't a. What is the word? Everything it wasn't a. It wasn't because of you. Like everything that we did, any action that we made, it wasn't a. You always thought like, oh my gosh, they snuck out the house. Maybe it's because I didn't, or because you always
I would say that was
analyzed
a part of
it.
it.
You always
That was a part
analyze
of it.
you, and even granted, all our decisions we think about you and how because your expectations has always been high for us, but everything was like you would analyze it to where you would think that
What I did
because
wrong.
of this, because I didn't do this or this.
Yeah.
It was the reaction.
Yeah.
The consequences was because of you, and it wasn't. It's me being pregnant. Definitely wasn't because you, Dad.
Right.
That was me.
Yeah.
Right. But the one thing that I know,
nothing that you did wrong or didn't teach us.
Look,
That
And when
just
she told me, this is how she told me. I came home from work. I sat on the side of the bed, and she came.
the
and
light
sat by
was
me.
off in the room.
She came and sat by me, and she said, "Dad." I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Why y'all
Right,
acting
because we all was looking
Everybody
stupid,
was
Travis.
What is
We
wrong
was
with
looking
y'all?
like legit stupid, like,
I went to the doctor
buddy.
today.
She said,
Look, I was standing by the door.
she said, I went to the doctor today to get a physical. So I'm thinking, okay, but something wrong.
That's what he said. What
Something
you got?
wrong?
Something? You pregnant? Playing.
And
I
then she
said,
said,
yep.
yeah. What, you got something? Are you pregnant? I'm pregnant. And I guess that means I do have something, but So I was
And
like,
literally, you didn't say nothing.
I didn't.
He didn't.
No,
You're right. He
you looked at you
Yeah.
and said, you know about this?
Yeah, I just found out, sir. And he literally just sat there.
It was a long, and
We all left out the room. We left out the room, and I closed the door.
He was in there for like...
Let him alone with Jesus at this point.
He was in there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was a
2
long
hours,
time.
and then he came out and said, I want to talk to you and Travis.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And as timid as Travis was, well, we thought Travis was, and like kind of, just kind of quiet. After the talk was over, I think I remember, was I in the talk? I think I was in the talk, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I just remember, like you coming from a different headspace.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And you didn't have but a few hours to get to the headspace because it was the same day.
But
it was a couple hours later after you told him.
Well, I always said that, and I remember your stories of when you being pregnant and hiding and wearing the big shirts
for
the
5 whole months.
5 months and 6 months. And
I was in
I've
bondage.
always been the type of person that I'm accepting my consequences.
Yeah.
I always said that. Daddy, I'm going to eat this ice cream out here out the freezer. You're like, that's Paige's. I'm just going to eat it. I'm going to accept the consequences.
That's what she always used to say.
And that was my thing. I'm just going to do what I want to do. I'm going to accept the consequences. Well, that was a consequence, definitely.
Yeah.
That I had to swallow. And I was like, granted, we weren't married. We were engaged. And Travis had already wanted to get married. But I'm like, well, I'm in Valdosta. You in Statesboro. I want us to live together when we get married. So let's just wait and da-da-da-da. Yeah. And so the first thing he said to me was, so can we get married now? Yeah. And I laughed. And I was like, well, yeah, because I'm not about to be living in Valdosta pregnant. I'm about to move. I'm about to, I was in Statesboro.
Yeah, you
I'm like, I'm about to, I'm not going to be up there by myself. I'm coming back home. So we can, we can go ahead and get married and stuff and move in and stuff. But, your perspective has always been, we never know.
Well, y'all have taught me a lot of stuff because I had an expectation for y'all. And it wasn't an expectation that was surprising to y'all. I told y'all stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is not what it's going to be. So you want to do this? Okay, cool. Here go 18 pages on why you shouldn't, what can happen, you can lose your foot, your finger. There's a lot of stuff that can happen. Now, if you want to still do it after this, then no.
Right. That's all it was.
I was always trying to get him a chance.
I still wanted to do it. Daddy, well, we can still do it. I
was always wanting to get him a chance, but when that happened, that wasn't a part of my plan. So when I tell you God taught me stuff through y'all, he taught me stuff. Mm-hmm. He was like, you had a process. Joker, you did crazy stuff. Y'all got pregnant before you got married. There's some stuff you did. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want my kids to be like that. But did you turn out that bad, Joker? You acting like you turned out bad. It didn't turn out bad for you. Mm-hmm. You ain't did what I said, so just slow down. I got them.
Yeah.
But I ain't listened. And then all y'all took me through hell. Every last one of them took me through it. No, I'm just playing.
Right, I was about to say no,
but the greatest thing was, like, it was certain things that happened, and that was one of them, that was a catalyst for unlocking stuff in you.
Yeah.
And that was the amazing part, because when I said I wanted to talk to him, I was like, this joker ain't gonna even show up. He all timid and scary. He ain't gonna show up. That joker walked right on up to me and he said, yes, sir, I was all, I'm gonna go marry. She gonna be my wife. Yeah. And we gonna have a family.
We gonna go ahead and get married.
That's not my plans, Mr. Mobley. It wasn't the plan to do this, but we here now, and I promise you, I got it. Yeah. And I was like, cause I was ready to say, nigga, you, boys, Joker, y'all gotta bleep that out. Y'all gotta bleep that out. I had some feelings.
But that was true feelings.
Yeah, but that's where I was at. That's where I was at. And then I didn't get a chance to say none of that, because what Travis said was, I was like,
it was how he was feeling.
I was like, well, all right. And yeah, he do have a point. He did ask her to marry before she got pregnant, so it ain't like that's why. So I was just thinking stuff through my head. So I was like, all right, well, we gonna see what's gonna happen there.
Yeah.
Y'all go finish school.
And now look.
Y'all go do stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So as we move forward, it's a lot of different things that happened that was a catalyst for Travis' move. That's why I call you King Trav now, because you were in a place to where
you could have done something else.
Yeah, you was right there, and God told me. He said start calling him King. He need to know who he is. He need to hear that. So I started calling you King Trav, and I told you your posture changed, your walk changed, your talk changed, a lot of stuff changed. It's amazing how words can build you up, or they can break you down.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to a man. So when I started calling you that, it fit, and I was like, he way different now. Mm-hmm. He way different now. But it was stuff already in you. It was stuff already in you. Certain things had to happen for it to come out. Now I don't know how we got on this baby thing. We supposed to be talking about this book.
We are, but
even with that,
that's a part.
We talk about
Yeah.
sex in the book,
right.
the S word.
But that's a part of their story that they were able to gain that experience and knowledge, and that was a hurdle, that when it came, y'all was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's something that happened that helped to build them to where they are today.
Absolutely.
Because they did get married. It was a beautiful ceremony. It was so beautiful that I felt like I was about to bust.
And the crazy,
I'm for real. Like, I was trying to hold in. Did y'all know? Y'all didn't know that because y'all was faced the other way, and I was standing by the door, like greeting people as they came in, and it was like, it's like it was just a rush of something that just poured on me all at this one time. And so as the the man, the gentleman, your uncle, great uncle or whatever, was speaking or whatever, it was like, I guess like you said, it didn't hit you that you were, you wrote the book until you actually saw it.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't, I guess, like, become real until we were in that moment where y'all were standing up there, and, of course it was really intimate. Mm-hmm. So it was nothing but family and close friends that were there, but it hit me, I'm talking about like legit at like this. And I was like, I literally had to turn around and go out the door. Yeah, because it was like I wanted to holler, cry, but it was a happy cry, if that makes sense. But it turned out well. So to say that, and like here it is, all these many years later, and let it be known that, of course, they did finish school. She did finish school, because the one thing I told her was, it doesn't matter that you're pregnant, Sister Sledge. You're gonna finish. I'm not working, so we about to be. I'm about to be a full-time nanny. Huh?
I was about to be a senior. It was like, you gotta finish. I was like,
no, you've come too far to turn around. So Tristan was literally our baby while y'all did what y'all needed to do. And so I just think that even with that, you see that God orchestrates everything. For a purpose, for a reason. I think I had just been laid off not too long before that. And so it only made sense that happened. You know what I'm saying? And so, but I remember those days, and we can go back to the next questions and ask a couple more questions and wrap up. But I just remember that out of that came, Tristan, who made us grandparents. You know what I'm saying? Your parents were already grandparents, not to take any, thing away from them, but that was our first grandchild. And so for us to be able to play that role in his life, like I remember days when Johnny would lay on the floor, after he came home from work and be doing his homework. And I still have that picture when we propped Tristan up on the pillow. So he was sitting there beside Johnny while Johnny was doing his homework. And so those are memories and times that create closeness and unity and oneness. And I think that that's why we all are as close as we are. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I appreciate. Okay, I'm gonna stop before I start. Go ahead.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm not there. I'm just saying. I know my limitations.
With hush.
Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, go ahead and finish the book. He a rude host.
Go ahead.
I'm not a rude host. I got some more questions.
We do, so we can wrap up. This will be 4 hours.
So we asked a couple of questions from the purpose of the marriage. Y'all already talked about love, so that's the PL. The understanding, you already talked about that. So the G stands for guidance.
I think that was the
so
last one.
guidance is one of the Guidance is one word that holds so much power and potential in marriages. Now, that's a quote from y'all. Tell me why y'all feel like that.
Because, like, in the book, it says, a lot of marriages or a lot of couples look for guidance when, searching for so many different things. When I'm trying to buy hair online, I'm looking at the reviews. I'm looking for things that talked about it or that's going to educate me with it. But when we talk about guidance in marriage, we don't always look for that information that's going to empower us or to help us become more knowledgeable.
Or look for it in the right place.
Right.
Or until it's too late.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we say guidance, we speak about guidance being important in a marriage because what are you using to help you during those times of distress or even just good times? What are you doing to empower your marriage or to pour into yourself or to just become even more knowledgeable about marriage in general or your partner? So guidance, what are you using to feed, or empower your marriage?
Yeah.
And it's important that we're not necessarily, it's important where we get that guidance from.
It is. It is.
If you think about it, you can get guidance from a lot of different places, which, if I decided I'm going to watch, some reality TV and, oh, that's what happened. The girl slapped him, so I'm going to go slap my husband when he said that to me, that can stimulate something completely different, a completely different outcome than you were looking for. So when we say guidance is vital in a marriage, it's just important of where you getting that information from and ask yourself, what are you doing to empower your marriage?
Yeah.
And also who you getting this information from. I know, just thinking back when we first got married, it wasn't really many people that when I say I can go to, I mean our age.
Right.
To ask questions about that. Of course, I had my parents. We had y'all. So we had what we saw from y'all. But as far as getting guidance from somebody that was closer to my age, we had none of that.
Right.
And I couldn't always go to my friends and ask them because they would not always give me the right information.
Right.
So I think that was really important. And then also we talk about counseling.
Yeah.
And that's something that, although we didn't do premarital counseling,
right,
that is something that I think people should do.
Yeah.
Because we did counseling.
So we had counseling, but it was after.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
I don't want to say before it was too late, but it was because of where we were at in our relationship. It wasn't, let's go do counseling just because we want to. It was, we need to go do this right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that people should do in their marriages, just for fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I think it helps. You can talk, you can communicate, you can understand more. And it's crazy because I used to always tell her, man, I'm not going to pay somebody to tell me stuff that I already know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell nobody my business.
I don't want people all in my business.
Yeah.
That just wasn't.
And your business is exploding from the inside out.
Yeah. So I think that was important. That's an important piece, the guidance piece. But now that we've been in our marriage for longer, and I got friends that's married, I can go to them and we can talk. We can have communications about our marriage and how things work, and how they handle these type of situations. How should I handle this type of situation? So, like I said, it's just important that you get the information from the right source.
When we do consultations, and when the men tell me that, man, I ain't going to nobody to tell me something I already know. Well, Joker, do it. That's what I used to tell him. If you already know what you're supposed to be doing, then do it.
I said it's so funny because he, talked about, when we initially talked about, I was always down for counseling, just to throw it out there. But when we initially talked about counseling and he declined it, one of my ways of going to counseling without necessarily going to a counselor was I found different books. Our pastor actually recommended a couple books to me, because we're really close with our pastor. And so he recommended a couple of books to me at one point. and I read a couple of them, and it's just so funny because what I got out of it wasn't definitely wasn't what I thought. I think one of them was how to get your husband to listen to you. And it was completely a different outcome of what I got.
Of course.
You know, from what I was looking for. But just like he said, you know, the positive image of marriage that I had was y'all, you know, or is y'all. You know, our grandparents are married, you know, your parents are married, but just finding or having that look or that place to go when your husband may not want to go to counseling at the moment, but you still need to do something for yourself to empower you or to help you progress through a difficult time, or even if, you know, a difficult time in your marriage. So a book can do that. And so, which was another reason that we even wrote it. When he first mentioned about writing it, because he actually brought it up, I'm like, write a book. I write the curriculum. You know,
you always want to write a curriculum.
I write the curriculums. Or even just write a book. I was at first I was like, Then I was like, yeah, let's do it. Because it was like a kind of therapeutic way, you know, at the time I had decided, you know, I'm gonna get to know Christ a little bit deeper, you know, continue to grow with my husband and just kind of zone in and empower myself in my womanhood. Yeah. And so I took you know, some time off of social media and just kind of cut down. But I told him just to have a book from millennials our age, you know, people our age, to say, hey, you know, we can kind of figure it out. You don't got to be married 30 years before you understand or get a little bit of insight or have that joy or decide that, you know, grasp the cognitive piece and perspective of we are a team. Yeah. You don't, you know, there are healthy marriages at 8 years or at 10 years. You know, somebody told me, I heard a while ago that the first 5 years were the hardest years in marriage. Yeah. And it's so funny because I felt like that them 5 years was real hard. Them was like, Daddy, we said this was marriage. But, you know, even then, you know, those times were hard, but they weren't always bad times. Yeah. Then you still getting to know your spouse and things of that sort. Right. And so if we had somebody to talk to at, you know, 23 or, you know, year 5 or year 6, our age, that we can just kind of go kick it with and say, hey, you know, what y'all know thus far? You know, what's working? Is anything working? Yeah. And not only give you the perspective of, well, girl, he got it together at year 30. I'm like, hey, I don't know. We got 30 years. Like, you supposed to wait 30 years to be happy in your marriage? Right. You know, or we been married for 50 years. That part. You know, so that was another reason I was on board, is to say, hey, you can have a healthy marriage. And granted, by no means are we perfect. We still learning and working daily. But why don't we share a little insight of our foundation on our marriage, the basis of our marriage, some of the difficulties that we've gone through, because we've gone through some of the same things that, you know, the next person probably went through. But this is how we handle it, and this is how we've overcome that, and how we're still together and happy. You know, it's not, we together and who is your, okay, we got to get to year 10. I don't know if we're going to make it to year 11. It's like, well,
I'm just going to stay here and we're going to be roommates and raise these kids. You know? You know, and then when they leave, we're just going to go ahead about our business. Because we got to be here with each other because we got kids together. Yeah, no, marriage is work, but it's very much fulfilling and very much
a journey.
It's you know, and even at year 8, it's like, okay, I'm still down here on this journey with you. Let's keep rocking, you know?
But I think the one thing that's good as far as both of you, both of your foundation is the fact that your parents are at year 30 and you've seen us kind of crazy, but you've also seen a lot of healthy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you saw a lot of, you know, my mom is down for my daddy like 4 flat tires down.
One thing, my 2 things for sure.
And, you know, and my daddy gonna make sure that he take care of my mama because that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But also in from your aspect or your background or your foundation is the fact that your parents have been married. We thought 30 years was something, but they just made what, 40?
40, I want to say 42 maybe.
Yeah. So like even longer. You see what I'm saying? So y'all, it's not like y'all have never seen this before. If it makes sense. And so you have that foundation to kind of pull from, and that is what I feel like maybe is an advantage for y'all. You see what I'm saying?
It is.
Yeah. And I think y'all know that, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to get a t-shirt. At the end of the day and at the beginning of the next, that we are here, that your parents are there for whatever. You know what I'm saying? No judgment, no condemnation. Like we all show up for each other. Yeah,
and
I
even
think that's
with
the
that,
word.
I think
we all show up.
the beauty of having that foundation is, I was telling him, because this Thanksgiving was the first Thanksgiving that we didn't spend with the whole family and everybody. And I told him,
and we was in our feelings just a little bit.
and we know that, but I told him the beauty.
We all right done now,
one thing
though.
that I've learned from you two, as well as his parents in marriage, is that it's our marriage. And coming from a family, two families, where your opinions and what you have to say mean a lot to us, as well as his parents and what they have to say and their, perspective on things, that means a lot to us. And so even coming from that, it's a benefit, and it's also, I was telling him, for some people that could be a burden, because if you don't understand that you're a unit too,
right?
You are a unit. I told him
got that freedom with some.
You feel in bondage, like my mom and married. We got to be here. Everything's weird. I told him one thing that I can appreciate about our marriage now, and that I've more so learned, because he was right. I used to be like, let me call my daddy. This light on. Let me call my daddy. It's us.
And I used to say, you talked to Travis yet?
Right. And that's,
have you talked to Travis yet?
To point out, because a lot of parents are too much overbearing. You know what I'm saying? In their children's relationship, they mean good, right? But they trying to say, do this because this is what we did. Right. No. Your daddy was leading you to your husband. Yeah. Your daddy wasn't trying to be your daddy and your husband.
And that's he was the leading thing you to your husband. Appreciate about our marriage is that we are a unit, and that we do things and build things based on the goals that we want, and not necessarily off of other people's perspective or what they think or how they will feel about it. And so, like I said,
and just know, when she had called me, Travis, because we've talked before, I'm going to keep it real. You probably know we have. However.
Before. This was
before. She don't have time for me now, because she writing books and getting a master's degree and all kind of stuff like that. And got about 12 other jobs, on top of that. However, at the end of the day, I would always lead her back to, okay, so this happened, maybe go through why you think this happened, or take a posture of prayer, Brittany, and because he may be going through something right now, but when y'all are able to sit down and have that conversation without listening to respond and not to understand, take the time to wait until he is there, and go to him and say, babe, let's talk, to cultivate that unity and that oneness and that mindset of, we are a team. And I would say, Brittany, just rest in God. Rest in God. Pray. Now at this point, just back up, take the posture of prayer, and pray about what you want to see in your marriage. And she'd be like, sometimes she might have been a little feisty with it.
Because
she wanted to say something to you, Travis. I'm telling you. And I had to be like, okay, every time ain't a time to say something, Brittany. And I've learned that. You ultimately gonna do what you want to do. But what I'm saying to you now is, take a back up. Go into a posture of prayer and pray what you want to see your marriage to be. And the Lord honors it. Because you was being honest with
her. Let me tell you something. Being a woman, I don't know what that is, but having babies, being nurturing, I know that's tough. I know talking to little people all day and then wanting to talk to an adult to have an actual conversation. I know. Trust me, I know now. I didn't know then. I know now. But being a man, getting married, having kids, am I making the right decision? Is this going to be right?
Yeah.
Is this going to benefit my family? I don't know what the hell I'm going to do next. Yeah. I don't, how am I supposed to build a family? How am I supposed to do this? So it's a lot. It's a lot, but that's why I used to tell you, go to him. Mm-hmm. He want to do it, but he don't know if you don't go to him. Right. If the light on, give it to him. Let him figure it out. Let him do that.
Yeah.
This is all a part of being a man. The stuff is already in him. It just needed to be activated.
Absolutely.
But if he got a wife that don't need him, then
she got her daddy.
You good.
But guess what, Travis?
Back then I didn't understand.
Right.
Back then I didn't have as strong of a relationship with God. So when she go to the Lord in prayer and prayer the posture, girl,
So you say I don't need to say this to him?
Open the door and let me come, because I'm about to put him out. He about to, no, I'm about to go fight him.
No.
You know,
But
this is not
what's
him,
funny
so-
is, Travis, I was that girl as well.
Yeah. She listened to Lifetime.
The washing
and watched
machine doing
Lifetime all day.
something. No, I'm not talking about that part of it. The washing machine doing something. Let me call my daddy. The car doing something. My daddy know what to do because he used to fix cars. And so never did I think that was kind of just eating at his ego.
Then her daddy called me and said, "Hey, John, yeah, Didi borrowed $200 from me to get so and so." I'm like,
the bill had to be paid, Travis.
Joker, don't give her no more money.
Yeah.
The next time you give her money, I'm not giving it back to you. Now stop it.
Yeah, I was that girl too. So,
but it's a learning, and what we say all the time is the biggest thing, the hardest thing to do is to change. It's necessary for you to grow. But that's the hardest thing to do because people like to stay in their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go a little bit out their comfort zone, but they don't want to go way out there. So what y'all have done and how y'all have built this and how y'all moving, this is a huge milestone to help millennials like y'all. But here's the thing. They're going to follow y'all relationship now. Mm-hmm. So when the next book come out, they're going to be looking for help. This is what's needed. And I'm going to tell you the crazy thing is, a lot of the stuff that they said, I've already said, we've already said, your parents already said. It's a lot of people that say it, but because it comes out of certain people, you don't want to listen to it. So this is what I told Travis. I said it's needed for y'all to do it because they need to see this information coming out of you.
Right.
And not me with the salt and pepper and all this. Joker, you done did it for 30 years. Ain't nobody trying to, it took a minute for us to get here, but it can happen here too.
Yeah.
And that's the greatest thing. It can still happen here too. It's just about y'all changing and y'all getting it and understanding y'all on the same team and what y'all building. Y'all on the same page. Y'all building it for y'all kids. The kids already got entrepreneurs. They got companies already. Everything, they're making the decision to do it. Yeah. And that takes not a fearlessness.
It takes courage.
It takes crazy courage to trust. But the greatest thing about it is y'all moving together. You ain't got the resistance of, all right, yeah, that's too big, Travis. Come here. That's you going too far out there. It's okay, baby, we gonna do it, but let's come over here. Let's build this thing first. Let's do it. And that's what Deirdra do now. That's what she do. She said, okay, cool, we go get there, but come here, Joker. This is where we at right now. Let's build it from here, and we go get on up there. So that's the difference in it. So, like I said before, we're so proud of y'all.
Let them plug their stuff, because it is time for us to go. But let them plug their stuff.
Y'all want to talk? See, this is what I'm talking about. See, they don't talk. They took a joke done talk the whole podcast. Then when I got something to say, she want to tell me, let them, cause we got to go. Go ahead. Nasty. Go ahead. Y'all go ahead and plug.
No, but we want y'all to plug.
I want y'all to give y'all information.
million of y'all businesses and how to find them. Just give us
this is our
the
book,
website.
And my wife reading it, so that's why this lit here. This is where she stopped at. So, but go ahead.
The first business, Perry Tree Publishing. You go to perrytreepublishing.com. Like I said, that has all of the services that we provide as far as publishing the book. And you can also go there to purchase your copy of Finding the Plug, which will be officially released today. Well, yeah, today.
Yeah, because it'll air Saturday. Yep. That's good stuff.
May 7th. Mm-hmm. In addition to our Perry Tree Publishing, we also have Big Dream Books.
You can click on the link. It's a link from Perry Tree Publishing.
That's right.
Get that.
That's even better.
There's a link on Perry Tree Publishing that leads to Big Dream Books. In addition to Big Dream Books, we just started our own nonprofit organization.
Toot toot. We forgot about that.
Yep.
The Dream
Lord. Big Foundation.
Uh-huh.
So you can go to that website, dreambigfoundationinc.org.
So go
check
check it
out
out.
what we got going on.
We're
Donate
having
if you want
events.
to. And I think that's
So
pretty
is
much it.
Taj's Tees
So
still?
Taj's Tees is under construction.
revamping?
We
Okay.
are going to revamp it
Okay.
to make it an
Okay.
affirmation T-shirt under Big Dream Books. It's going to be
Okay.
an affirmation T-shirt line specifically under Big Dream Books.
Okay.
And so we are revamping Taj's Tees now.
Okay. And so Taj's Tees was a collection of affirmation T-shirts for
that
kids.
goes with our
So cute, so cute.
Big Dream Books.
Yeah.
So
And so
be sure.
Big Dream Books is what?
Uh,
Big Dream Book houses Travis's children's book.
books.
Yes.
Okay,
and
tell
so
them
you
that.
can get the
Yeah.
so you can go to Pear Tree Publishing.
Right. And
On the link, there's a tab that says store or shop, and you can go there. It will take you to Big Dream Books, which has all of Travis's children's books as well
Okay.
as apparel that you can get for Big Dream Books.
okay.
The Dream Big Foundation. You can go to dreambigfoundationinc.org to donate. We actually have our first back to school event with the foundation this summer, so please go on, check it out, donate. You can be a sponsor, you can partner, you can volunteer. So that's going to be a great thing. We have so much stuff that we have coming for the foundation as well as Pear Tree Publishing. Go get your book today. Hopefully it helps. Make sure you leave a review,
Yep.
comment what you think. We truly want to hear what you guys have to say. And so we appreciate you guys inviting us back. We are not the only busy ones. Congratulations on winning Best Local Podcast.
Congratulations.
You guys have been up to stirring up some stuff yourself.
That's Connect Savannah. Best local podcast.
We want to congratulate you guys on that, and it's not just us who's been working. So we're very much.
Look, this is a joint effort. We building
Absolutely.
This, we building
yeah,
this,
like for real.
this kingdom from all over, like from everywhere, and
we're gonna be a resource to every facet of the family. Like legit,
as well as everybody else.
Yeah,
but we get the family connected. We gonna do what we gonna do with vision and everything, man. So, proud of y'all. I can't say that enough. I'm so proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Happy graduation.
Thank you.
Happy 501c3.
We've been working.
Solidified.
Yeah.
All those great things. Yeah. Get your copy. This my copy. And so
like the lady.
you know what? You're crazy. So yeah, all that good stuff. Also, when this airs, it will be the day before Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, girl.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Happy Mother's Day, Allison.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Allison.
Happy Mother's
Day. We can't hear you.
She did the same
can't
thing.
hear
She just
you.
want her to talk.
Happy Mother's Day, Allison. Happy Mother's Day, Allison. She rude.
No, he's very
She
boisterous. So happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. So follow us for all things Mobleys. The big party for the Connect Savannah, all the winners, as well as runners up. I guess anybody that's affiliated with it will be at the party on June 2nd. We got some behind the scenes stuff coming to go along with that. Cause I got to be cute. For it.
All right, we finna go.
Oh yeah, we about to go. But so we'll have behind the scenes stuff and shots and lives from the party and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, we're done. Okay. Thanks, Travis. Thanks, Brittany.
Thank y'all.
King Trav.
Thanks, Perry's.
Thank y'all.
My dude.
Amen.
So I'm gonna say this one last story, then I'm gonna leave. Hush. You ain't talking.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
If you tell me to hush,
babe, say the story.
So I'm gonna tell you this last story. So
you can cut some of this out.
I still wasn't sure about Travis, even when they got married at the wedding. So at the wedding, I felt some kind of way. I was still feeling because I was like, I don't know if he the one. You knew about this?
No.
You didn't? You
knew
about it.
Travis know.
I ain't know about this.
Yeah, you did, because I told you. I
That
pulled
you
you
know
outside.
why.
Okay, I was about to say
yeah.
when she was talking about she was outside, I was about to say, yeah, I remember we was outside too.
Yeah.
Well, I was outside crying before y'all was outside.
Yeah. So, and this is what, there's certain things that a father always want to see in a son-in-law. when it comes to their daughter. So I don't know what song it was or whatever, but Travis, like I said, he was real reserved. He was real calm. So, with everything, he was, I do. He was real.
He was real mellow.
Real mellow,
smooth.
calm down. I was like, this joke ain't go. He ain't go. But they played some song for their dads.
It was Winner by Karina Peggian.
Travis, I never seen this joker like this. Travis, it was like nobody else was there.
But Brittany.
He was singing. He was there. It was like he was in the video. I was like, I said, okay, all right. And that's when I knew. When I saw that, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, yeah. And I pulled him outside. I told him, I said, I did not know. And I told him, I said, I did not know if you was the one.
Sure.
I wasn't sure. I said, but now I know, because when a man is willing to come out of his character for his woman, that's way different. That's way different. So that's what I need to know, that you had her heart. And that's when I knew. I was good on it. I still wasn't sure. But that's when the part, when I saw him do that. Yeah, and I pulled him outside. That's what I told him. And we had a little cry moment and stuff, but it was all good. It was all good. But that's the last story I want to tell you.
Oh, man.
We about to leave. Thank y'all so much. I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah,
keep doing what y'all doing.
Absolutely.
Keep building.
Making great choices. As Johnny would say.
Stay together. Yeah. Stay as a team. Stay moving together. Keep following your man as he follows Christ.
We just keep on building.
And keep doing it. Yeah.
Thank y'all for having us.
This has been Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
I'm still his wife, Deirdra.
And we something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
Peace out, y'all.
Night-night.